Good afternoon and welcome, folks. A Saturday afternoon, a cold, snowy Saturday afternoon in the third division of the German Bundesliga as FC Kaiserslautern take on MSV Duisburg in what is officially Matchday 30 or 31, depending on how you want to look at it. A few things happened over the last couple of weeks. Well, one major thing that has had several repercussions, and that was Türkgücü München withdrawing from the third Bundesliga. Having monetary issues, they could not afford to play the rest of their set matches. And so as a result, all of those games that they played throughout the season were cancelled out. So for some sides, that meant losing points where they were vitally needed, or perhaps gaining ground with the opposite thing. If they lost to Türkgücü a few times. Either way, the most affected are at the bottom of the table, where MSV Duisburg find themselves. Currently in 15th out of the 20 teams, but it's 19 now, with Türkgücü München out of the competition. But those bottom spots are still up for grabs, so to speak. At the moment, Werl sit in 17th out of the 20 sides with 27 points. MSV Duisburg sit at 15th with 32. So still a few points in hand. But you don't want to be getting back down into that territory. Victoria Berlin on their heels with 28 points, coming up in the 16th spot. But then we shift towards the top of the table, where home side Kaiserslautern with their supporters in the stands, second currently in the third division with 54 points, this being game 31 for them. 15 wins, 9 draws, and 6 losses. They have the best defense in this division by a decent margin at that. 17 goals conceded. Next is FC Magdeburg at the top of the table, who have 63 points, 9 ahead of FCK. They've allowed 28, but they've put in 60 goals, and that's where that differential discrepancy comes up. FCK, no slouches in scoring. They're around the middle of the pack with 44. But don't expect them to allow very many goals. The last time they allowed more than one goal was back in February, and that was against Braunschweig. It was a 2-1 loss for them. But that was Duisburg, my mistake there. Kaiserslautern, the last time they allowed more than one goal was back also in February. I was looking at the wrong dates. It was against Magdeburg, and that was a 2-2 draw. Also against TSV 1860 Munich, came in March. But apart from that, it's really been a pretty consistent effort throughout the season. If memory serves correct, it's only 3 games where they've had more than 2 goals scored against them. We're coming into this Saturday afternoon game. Recent form always indicative of what we could see on the pitch. Start with the visitors. They're coming off a loss to Zwickau, 1-0, coming just a little over a week ago on the 20th of March. Had themselves a little bit of a roll prior to that, winning against Meppen, Viktoria Köln, and Velbert. Scoring 9 goals and only allowing 2 over that span before suffering the loss in their last match day. Granted, the match against Velbert was not in the Bundesliga, that was in the Landespokal. Duisburg in the black and blue. FC Kaiserslautern in the red and white. Should be a action-packed match, at least that's what we come to expect when these two teams clash. An early challenge. Jeers from the crowd, and we'll see if that sets the tone for this confrontation. Kaiserslautern have had pretty much the same success over the last few games as Duisburg have. Last match was a scoreless draw against Freiburg, coming away with wins against Havelse and Osnabrück before that. And then a rather shocking loss to 1860 München in the beginning of the month. Time is running down in the remaining matches, of course. 6 left for the home side, FCK. And the visitors have also got 6 left, not including this one, of course. So in terms of the table, well, there is still hope if you're a FCK supporter to grab that top spot. It's going to require, well, pretty much a clean finish to the season. Can't afford a loss at all. It's going to have to be wins, maybe a draw sprinkled in, but with that in mind, they're going to have to rely in some way or another on FC Magdeburg to fail or other teams to step up against them. Because at the moment, again, a 9-point difference between first and second. So some fortune and good form to end the season could see those positions swapped, but FC Magdeburg have been on a tear this season. They held the top spot by as many as 15 points, I believe, at one point. It certainly was 13. One afternoon that I was covering one of their matches. Duisburg playing a little dangerously in their own end, forced to clear here. And it's going to be a corner. The linesman saying that one did go over. And 3.5 minutes in, we get our first set piece opportunity. We'll see if anything comes of it. Wunderlich with the delivery, that one in onto the keeper and easily scooped up by Weinkauf. Weinkauf got himself a red card a little over a month ago for a disastrous challenge. Not so often you get to see keepers with a red card. We'll see who provides some scoring tonight, of course, if at all. Leading the way for the home side. Well, Mike Wunderlich has got 6. Daniel Hanslik has got himself 5. He's one of the strikers. Boris Tomiak with 5 as well, and Philipp Hercher adding 6 from the defense as well. Fantastic numbers. Of course, Wunderlich, one of the newer arrivals for the club, making his way here last year, of course, but a former Victoria Köln player. Here he is, Wunderlich. Winkler, at the moment looking like a 3-1-4-2 for the home side, with Ritter, Gibbs and Herher manning the midfield role. Ritter more of the defensive midfield role, to be fair, while Herher and Gibbs will be on those wings. Zivci Wunderlich is the supporting pair in midfield, with Hanslik and Boyd manning the 2 striker positions up front. On the other side of things for Duisburg, goal scoring hasn't been all too spread out. Leading the way is Orhan Ademi, number 29 in blue, manning the middle of the attacking trio. Stoppelkamp, who is not in the starting lineup today, providing 8 goals as well. See if that's something that they miss. It's ultimately the scoring spread across 3 players. Boadus with 9, Ademi I mentioned with 12, and Stoppelkamp with 8. And a couple players with 2, Ajani and Ala Bakir. Really has been focused on those front 3, bringing them forward, allowing them space to run, and we'll see if they're successful with that today. Ademi, his pass intended for Yeboah was nowhere near him. To get things moving again. Of course, the managers. On the visitors' side, Agenschmidt and Marco Antwerpen for FCK. Schmidt has been the man in charge since last year for MSV. Took the job in October. So not a full calendar year yet. And on the other side, it's the same kind of story for Marco Antwerpen, who has been with the club since, well, a little bit longer. He's past his year mark. Joined the club on the 1st of February of last year. And he's certainly got them to a spot where they can feel content with their decision to make him the big cheese on the pitch. As his squad are firmly in place for a top 3 finish. That much we can say with a pretty good confidence. Now granted, I mentioned there's still 6 games to go. Duisburg looking to make things a bit difficult to start things off, but cleared away for now. As Eintracht Braunschweig sit behind FCK with 52 points to their 54. And Saarbrücken with 49, Osnabrück with 48. 1860 Munich also with 48 along with Waldorf. Oof, tantalizingly close. Not sure if Einkauf got a good bit of that off the fingertips or not. A decent ball in, allows for the cross to come in as well. Second one along, and it looked like it clipped him along the shoulder. So didn't quite direct that one at all, really. Fortunate that one even went towards the net. So although FCK sit in that second spot, it's only a 6-point gap between them and 7th. So if you lose a couple games and some of these teams go on a bit of a run or results don't go your way in some of those fixtures, then you could suddenly find yourself completely out of a battle to move out of this third division. If there's one club that's at this point pretty much guaranteed to get out, it's going to be Magdeburg. $11 points clear of third spot in the standings. Just a few games to go, another win or two, and it could be over. Offside it looks like, but we're going to finish it off anyway. No! Wonderful stop by the keeper, regardless of the flag and whistle going off. Aggressively done. And against someone that can score, it's Wunderlich, I mentioned. He's put in some goals this season. And just a second away from finding himself one-on-one. Timing is everything. Has to clear. Didn't really have much of a choice. And as you can clearly see, the snow coming down in terms of the actual temperature. It's coming in at 2 degrees as that first chance of the game goes, well, decent way wide. It's going to end up as a goal kick. It didn't appear as if Raab got any piece of that with the mitt. About 2-3 degrees Celsius here. So the snow isn't sticking on the ground, but the chill factor and of course the slipperiness will still come into play, even with the technology these new boots have. And of course the excellent draining that these pitches have now, as that one is blocked away. Second corner upcoming. To be fair, well done from Ritter there. Had the time and space to look towards goal, took his opportunity. And those deflections can really go either way. End up as a corner as we have now, or you get even luckier and it takes that crazy bounce into the net. Second corner, let's see if anything comes of this one. Delivered short. Long shot and parried away. Stand-up action there from Weinkauf, but turned over in a dangerous area. Herja The delivery. Headed away. Looked like that one was Fleckstein. Wunderlich. Great idea. Walked into that one well, but with the defender closing in, he was forced to try and go around and curl it past, and that was not happening. Duisburg again playing a bit conservative in their own end, holding on to the ball. Not looking to spring free those front three I was talking about earlier. Bakir, Ademi and Yeboah. Yeboah along the near side 39. You will see a burst of speed for certain in this game. He always seems to get one chance where he breaks away on the wing. Winkler. Gibbs. Wunderlich, well played. Or, not Wunderlich, rather. That was Chifji. And Gibbs all alone, back towards the middle. That one blocked away. Frey coming in at the right time. Chifji keeps it moving. Rita now, long shot. That one's going to be blocked right at the point of contact. Tomiak, the defender, keeps it on his toes. We'll slow things down for a moment. Chifji. To Gibbs. Defense getting involved, moving up the pitch. Patient build-up. Gibbs enjoying a rare start in the starting 11. This is fourth game in the third division, and his fifth rather professional match, 4 in the third league and 1 in the DFB Pokal. Still looking for his first goal. His role is more of a facilitator rather than a finisher, at least as of this point in his career, as this one finds its way to Ademi. Ademi all alone, the shot just rising a bit over, and what an opportunity. He thought he should have scored that one. And I'm of the same mindset. There's a reason he is the most dangerous scorer for his side, the Swiss man, 30 years of age. His 32nd game, looking for his 13th goal. It's always the toughest one to find. It's been a part of every match so far this season. I don't expect that to change, barring injury, of course. Never want to see that. Miscommunication a little bit at midfield by Ademi. This one looking to spring forward. Challenge along the box, but nothing coming of that. Certainly putting his full body into that one was Frey. But that's all fair. Tomiak, up the wing we go, quickly now, Boyd. Boyd back towards the middle. And Wunderlich was there, but some of the speed was taken out of that pass, off the deflection. Potentially goal saving. Kraus. Tomiak. Tomiak, long delivery in the box, and that one won't fall favorably for his side, and it'll be offside regardless. It looked like it was offside. Ended up just being the foul against Gibbs in the end. Looked like Hanslik might have made the run just a little bit too early. Not sure if Yeboah heard the whistle or not. Wunderlich with the delivery. Third set piece. This one headed on target, turned away on the doorstep. Absolutely monumentous stop from Wijnkauf in the 22nd minute, or well, 21st to be fair. Came right before it ticked over. Another look, a great look. Could Boyd have done better? Possibly, probably. It did catch him on the bounce. And those ones are never easy to judge. Terence Boyd denied. Born in Bremen, holds US and German nationalities. Boyd joined the club earlier this year, the 22nd of January, during the winter transfer window. He's been with the club for give or take 2 months or so. Played for Hausecha FC prior to that for 3 years. Now he's one of the players in this game that's been around and played in a few different places. He has played in every variation of the Bundesliga. 1, 2, 3, Regionalliga Nord, West, Nordost. Played some in the MLS, the Europa League. He's bounced around, and we'll see if Kaiserslautern is the place to be for him for the rest of his near future at least. Certainly making an impact already in this game. Would have loved to get another shot at that one. If he gets that more cleanly, so to speak. A wonderful ball in. And the follow-up. Wonderful defensive challenge there from Gimbalias. And Gibbs, the youngster, to toss it back in. Neil Gibbs, 20 years of age. Now in terms of age, well, it's between him and two others on the side. Julian Niehuys and Simon Stehle, all three 20 years of age, the youngest on the side. Gibbs. Low delivery. Pretty sure he wanted to lift that one up and over, but ball got the better of him that time. over halfway through the first 45. Had a few chances. The better ones certainly coming from Kaiserslautern, and that one is going to be whistled back and brought to a screeching halt, and not liking that one too much was Chifchi. He did get a bit physical with him, held him back a little bit. A judgment call to be sure. Back here. Plenty of time, looking to thread it through for Yeboah. Doesn't happen this time. Wunderlich gets away from two. Looking to play it forward and almost does. Had him in stride as well. That was Herje on the far wing, the target man. Duisburg's opportunity to move forward. Kimbalis. Frey to Fleckstein. To Brettschneider. Yeboah in the middle. Long delivery here. Curious if they'll play this one in the box, as Ritter will be the one to deliver. Certainly looks like it. Plenty of numbers forward. And for the solo approach. One-on-one doesn't work out this time. Wonderful to see and hear the atmosphere in the stadium today. Yeboah and Chipchi getting a talking to from the official. A poor turnover. Chance for a one-on-one could be on the cards here. Brought down from behind a little bit was Wunderlich, but that was all in the name of the game. Defender just trying to make a play. And just like that, it stops. Well, if he had made the initial pass to Boyd straight away, might have been a chance. It's a few times now where Duisburg have put themselves in a unfavorable position by turning the ball over in their own end. Back here getting charged with the offensive foul in this situation. Back here and Kraus marking him. Tipped on by Boyd. Almost worked its way free for Wunderlich. He just seems to be in the right spot to make something happen. Time and time again. Yahya to toss it in. Long one into the box. Doesn't get enough on it to really cause problems. Taking a knock there. And when I mentioned the number of games earlier, I actually miscalculated, because I included, for Kaiserslautern at least, their last game is against the team that no longer plays in the third division, Turkucu. So instead of having 6 games remaining on their schedule, they only have the 5, not including tonight, this afternoon's matchup. And for MSV, they had a few points taken away from them. Because they prevailed over Turkucu both times this season. And that is, well, unfortunate for them. Again, one of those teams that got 6 points tossed away into the bin. It never happened. It never existed. That's, again, caused some mix-ups in terms of the standings and where teams were just a few weeks ago to where they are now. But it's very crucial for FCK to come away with points if they want to finish in the top spots in this season of the third division of the Bundesliga. And of course they do. They've been playing with confidence and poise all season long. There's no reason why any of that would change. Apart from the fact that some of your work and fortunes are, well, no longer valid. Long shot blocked away again. It's about the 4th or 5th block coming from shots, certainly with the intent to score. So all credit where it's due to the defending of MSV, not allowing the easy shots to get through, and Boyd and Hanslik getting a little bit mixed up between the two of them there. It may have been Chifchi actually. And Boyd. Yeboah. See if he can turn on the speed here. Get something going for his side. Is forced out of bounds. Well defended by Kraus. Wunderlich and Boyd getting caught up between the two of them. Wunderlich very vocal about his displeasure with that situation. And Johnny having a few words, and Yeboah coming in as well. Someone getting carded here. Yeboah coming into the discussion when it was not necessary. Sure if the yellow comes from that or if him joining in. Either way, it's his first card, the first yellow, not only of the game but of the season. No frustration being shown. Kraus, or Winkler rather, over to Kraus. Tomiak filling in along the wings with Herrje. For a corner. Third one. My calculations and counting is correct. Five in the box. Boyd doesn't get a good piece of it. That's their target man in the box, and why not? He's got the height, he's got the jump. But FCK certainly the more aggressive side in this first half. It's clear to see they've had the more dangerous opportunities. MSV have had 2 or 3 moments where things could have turned into something dangerous, but apart from that shot from just outside the box by Ademi. Oh, wonderful! Boyd redeems himself from missing that header earlier on. Does it a different way this time. Off the boot. Tough angle. And add another to his tally. Goal number 4 in his 9th game. A great finish. Stretches out just enough. Gets around Frey, who was practically glued to him in that situation. th goal overall in the season, but as I mentioned, that's 4 for him with his club. Ajani. Nothing gets going that way, Ritter. Let's see if this is a sign of things to come now. Because FCK can be a bit scary once they get rolling. On paper, I don't think there was a discussion as to which side is more favored. You just look at the standings and results head to head, and MSV always had their work cut out for them. Not to mention being away from home and playing this side as well. Not the easiest task to have to face. But the good news for Duisburg and their supporters is there's still plenty of time. We'll see if Terrence Boyd has something more to say about that. Winkler. Back to Rab. Tomiak. Frey. Fleckstein up the wing. Finds Schneider, but the pair of them can't make anything work. Feinkauf coming out of his box. He simply clears this one. Johnny in the area, but I don't think that was ever really intended to play on the situation. Another look at it, and why not? Everyone on side. And it's simply a perfectly timed run from Boyd. He springs on it before Fry even has an opportunity to react. Before he knows it, leg is already around him. Poorly cleared. Will it come back to bite them? It's a strong challenge. Nothing more comes of it for now. Fleckstein gets himself a warning. Well, he did get the ball first. And to be fair, he didn't leave the ground to make the challenge either. Could, in theory, give him a yellow there. It depends on what kind of standard or what kind of atmosphere is really going down on the pitch. We all can only know so much from body language and a little bit of yelling here and there. As if Yeboah got that yellow for either just joining into that discussion earlier, or if it was for the knock on the head. Those kinds of situations will usually lead to a little bit more than just a yellow. Either way, Fleckstein can be a bit fortunate that he didn't get anything other than the talking to. As of now, he'll escape the half cardless. But will it be a second goal? Wunderlich. Plenty of pace, time and space for them. Gibbs. Ritter. Changes the point of attack once and looks to adjust again back to the defense, and they'll calm things down for a moment. Winkler. Adjusted down by Boyd nicely. Looking for some quick passing. Herrje, and that one just a little bit too high and far away from Boyd. But FCK look like they've hit themselves a bit of a stride here in the final 15 minutes or so of this opening half. Winning the ball in midfield, it's immediately transitioning over towards chances, or at least build-ups offensively, as this one will be out for the home side throw. See what the idea is here for the final minute or two. Oh, Boyd couldn't carry that one back down towards his body. Excellent opportunity from Wunderlich providing that pass. He had to put some gas on it or it wouldn't have reached. Wouldn't have reached Boyd in that scenario. Defender certainly would have got a piece of it, or at least caught up to it. Gibbs deals with Ajani, provides a decent ball up the wing. Hanslik was there, but it's going to go out for a corner. That's a bit of a win regardless. Gembalis has no choice but to play that one out, given his situation. That should be our final bit of action before the half is over. See if we can get some more celebrations from the home side, or if we head into the locker rooms with the score the way it is. Fifth corner upcoming, as this one got some charm to it. Still in play. Wunderlich has some space to work with, decides to go for the delivery. Blocked away into unfriendly feet, and a wonderful sliding challenge frees things up. Still onside. And Chifchi will keep it in. Low delivery, back-heeled, and that one just a bit wide. And that'll be the end of the half. Decent finish to the opening 45. We got ourselves a goal. We got ourselves some terrific challenge to keep the play rolling. Can't say enough of that for Chifchi, and it's a decent enough effort with the back heel from Herja. Either way, 1-0 through 45. We'll see what the second half has in store, but if it's anything like this one, I expect a goal or two and a great finish. Stick around and we'll find out. Welcome back, folks. Second half will begin in just a moment's time. There's our goal scorer. 1-0 through 45 minutes. Terrence Boyd getting his team in the lead in the 37th minute. This is the official time of the goal. Herja with the assist on the goal. And that is where we stand. If the first half is anything to read into or take something away from, so to speak, I fully expect Kaiserslautern to come out with the same energy in this second half, to continue their push for a top flight finish. And an early corner to start off the half. Wunderlich to deliver. This time cleared away. Yeboah is there. See if he can turn on some speed, but closed in rather quickly. Gets to this loose ball first, however. John Yeboah gets away from two. Slips up on the ball and play will resume rather quickly. We'll see what kind of response Duisburg have, but at the moment, play going against them after the restart. And once again, losing possession in and around midfield has led to the chances against them. That previous scenario right now was no different. It just ended in a whistle this time. And once again, the man Wunderlich to deliver. Herja gets it around one. Herja still going. The delivery in towards the box to finish. Top shelf for Boyd. Second of the game for Terrence Boyd. All smiles on the FCK side of things. A massive second goal to put them firmly in the driver's seat for the full 3 points. Now they just have to play this one out. All credit to Herja here. Wonderful play to get around Frey. And then the delivery takes a couple fortunate bounces, and Boyd makes no mistake, puts everything he's got into that one. Over the leg. Frey beaten again. 12th goal of the season. And what will the response be? Well, certainly playing with some speed, as Knoll wants to get things moving quickly. Duisburg are going to need something relatively special to get back into this one. Moving through midfield. Maybe they can get that done here, but man down for them. He's going to stop play up for a moment. Make sure he's okay. Johnny may have been stampled on a little bit there. Marvin Ajani. Nigerian nationality along with the German. He's been with the club since last year. He's played in a few Bundesliga games. This is 156th game in the third league. And on the FCK side of things, this really couldn't have gone any better. You go into the dressing rooms up 1-0, that's great. But then you come out and you make it 2 within 5 minutes, that's much, much better. Full control for the home side. They've just got to play this one out and do what they do defensively, which is play smart and not allow too many chances. Can't afford to get complacent. Solo run here through midfield. Ritter has some space. Content with playing a bit slower, looking to pull the MSV lines more together. Allow the runs to be made off the ball behind the line. It's been successful for them, along with attacking off this wing. Wunderlich. Delivery. Didn't really have much of a chance to get to anybody. Wunderlich is again in and around, making his name heard throughout this match. See how much they try and get Boyd a third goal in this one. When you're on 2 and it hasn't even passed the hour mark, you've got a pretty darn good chance. Now, if he had made that first header count, he could have had 3 at this point. Granted, you never know how that earlier goal would have affected things. Put it in a different universe, perhaps. And Johnny seems to be all right, moving around quite nicely, making a run off the ball. Picks up from behind. Guilty man is Gibbs. Free kick in a decent enough area. Won't put this one on goal, but in the box for certain. Unless they decide to play it short. Yeboah will look to deliver this. Not, it will go at goal. Worth the chance, I suppose, being down by 2. Anything you can get on net is good, and haven't been able to put anything dangerous towards Wijnkauf. That one certainly no different. Wasn't much of a obstruction of his view of the shot there. FCK on the attack once again, looking for goal number 3 out in front. Boyd is there, but he can't deflect that one in this time. But the pressure is on. That is for certain. They are not going to sit back here. And that's the second time now, rather, that the ball has gotten into the box so easily. The defender scrambling a bit, and ooh, that one was close. Weinkauf not too pleased about that one, and I mistakenly called the FCK keeper Weinkauf. It's Raab earlier. After that free kick that was on target. So far in the season, FCK have held their opposition scoreless 19 games, which is, well, as I mentioned at the top of the game, one of the reasons why they've only conceded 17 goals. As Raab gets himself a little work there. So if MSV Duisburg are not able to score today, it would be 20 games where they have held their opponents scoreless, which is, to be fair, quite an outstanding feat, no matter the division you find yourself in. It'll be over. As of right now, it'll be a third of their games, approximately. This one being number 31, so 20 out of 31, where you haven't let the opponent score a goal. No wonder you've only allowed 17. Chifchi and Herher could not find the same page there on this occasion. As we get ourselves a couple of substitutions coming on. Boadou's making his way on. And Hertwer as well. Ademi hasn't had the success today that he has found on other match days. Held relatively quiet in this game. Had one chance in the first half, just outside the box, where he put it towards goal, but sailed just a bit high. We'll see if Boadous can find a little bit of a spark. He's the second leading goal scorer for his side. Boyd has got himself 2 on the afternoon, looking for a third. And yes, indeed. Looked like it was Hanslik there who was motioning towards the official. That could have been deemed a back pass for the keeper, but MSV getting fortunate that was not the case. Yeboah pops it off for Bakir. On the wing they go. Yeboah was there. Couldn't get his head connected to it. It's cleared down the length of the pitch now. And it'll go back to Weinkauf. Dangerous pass. Very dangerous from Weinkauf. Boyd in the box. Low delivery. Shot, and that's number 3. Wonderful play from FCK. And a very poor decision from Wijnkauf in net. Not much to say about that goal other than what in the world is Wijnkauf doing? Right through the legs of Gambalis. Didn't really have a chance. Came in with too much pace on that shot. Ran right into it. No chance for anyone on MSV to do anything about it. And I hate to sound like a broken record, but that all started with that poor clearance from Wijnkauf. 3-0 for Kaiserslautern now. 3 points, all but certainly guaranteed in the bag. It would take something very, very special from Duisburg and something very, very shameful from Kaiserslautern for this result to change, at least in the table. What the actual end result will be, you never know, but if by some miracle Duisburg managed to get back into this and win this, I dare say it would be one of the bigger comebacks of, well, certainly this season. Chance for more. Wunderlich. Herrje. Plenty of numbers forward. Long, long shot. Well, it's 3-0. You might as well give it a chance, I suppose. All smiles there, and why not? At this point, you might as well go for a wonder goal. Half an hour to go. Herrje has had himself an excellent day along the wing. 2 assists in this one. Plenty of quality deliveries throughout his hour-long time on the pitch. I don't expect any of these changes to really impact the outcome, as Ritter got ourselves a 3rd goal on this afternoon. And with the way play has been going, it could be 4. Boyd, a wonderful opportunity for the hat trick. He didn't expect that. I don't think anybody did. That was right at the defender. I'm not sure if that was Frey or Gambalis who let that one go through them, but either way, the back 3 haven't had a great game for the visitors. Oh, you've got to feel for Boyd if that's the best and last chance he gets in this one. Although I fully expect him to keep him on for another 10 minutes or so. Give him a fair opportunity to get number 3. So what does this do for the table? Well, up at the top, it doesn't really make much of an impact in terms of teams moving around the standings, but it does bring FCK 3 points closer, barring a dramatic change in result here, to FC Magdeburg. And 63 at the top, and FCK with this 3-point outing would sit at 57. At 54 currently if you don't put in this 3-0 result. It does earn them some breathing room over the next couple squads though. as at the moment Braunschweig are in a 1-1 draw, which would leave them at 53 points. So even if FCK were to somehow lose this or drop down to just a point, they would still be in control of the second spot. As of right now, results can always change. Duisburg certainly looking to play things a bit quicker, and they have to. They don't really have a choice. Ajani tries to go it alone. He's backed out towards the lines, and we'll have to resume play from there. Fleckstein. Yeboah. Quick passing amounts to nothing this time around. Just a quick clearance for Boyd and Hanslik to catch up to. This one goes back all the way to Weinkauf. This time his clearance has a bit more distance to it. Brought down from behind. And it'll be a yellow, and I'm honestly not sure if Bakir even got a piece of him. It looked like he tripped up on himself, and indeed that is the case. A phantom yellow for Bakir. He can't believe it, but Jifchi to deliver this one. See if they go into the box. While playing it off the angle. Low delivery. This time it doesn't get through. Goal differential could prove to be very, very important. Especially if you're hunting for that top spot. Now granted, you also have to rely on Magdeburg to drop some points, but if it comes down to goal difference, at the moment Magdeburg with a plus 32 and FCK with the result as it is now are at a plus 30. Braunschweig, who sit in the spot behind them and who are currently leading in their game, so would catch up to FCK in terms of those points gained, sit at 24 currently. So with FCK's defense being the way it is, I don't think they would have to worry too much about conceding more goals. But if they could score a few more, that's where it could really make a difference. At the moment, they have scored 47 goals, with these 3 included, and conceded the 17. Magdeburg with 64-28 against. So to catch up to them with the remaining 6 games would really take something special. And that would also have to factor in that Magdeburg would not score at all. But it certainly will be an interesting finish to this year's season. There is no doubt about that. Another corner upcoming. Wunderlich, as usual, to deliver from the set pieces. And why wouldn't you want it? He has been fantastic throughout this game. In the middle, wonderful connection, number 4. And this one is slowly but surely, well, not slowly anymore, It has been an explosion of goals in this second half. Boyd in the 47th, Ritter in the 50th, or 59th rather, and now in the 70th minute, another goal. And things are, well, getting a bit one-sided, to say the least. The defender Winkler gets himself a goal in his bag, his second of the season. And that is the look of shock from Hagen Schmidt. And to be fair, I can't blame him. After the first half, I came in expecting maybe a 2-1 finish to this one. I thought Duisburg could maybe get one in the final 10 minutes or so of this match to cut it down, maybe give themselves some hope, but well, that thought has certainly gone well out the window. Not only out the window, but out of the stadium as well. If you thought 3 goals down was bad, try 4 with 20 minutes still remaining. And I fully expect FCK to go for even more here. Heck, with the way the second half has gone, we might end up with 6 goals. And we'll see if Boyd gets taken off soon here, or if he's left in to get him some more fitness. He was out with COVID-19 over the last week or two, give or take. Wunderlich gets himself another assist, his second of the game. I mentioned that he was playing a key role in his team's success this afternoon, and what better way to cement that than with another tally on the statistics. Look at these numbers forward, still with 5-6 attackers making their way towards the box. And with MSV continuing to think, well, we've got to put something into the net, that just opens up so much room for the FCK side to make things work off the ball. A belief. Boyd for 3. He's got it. Hat trick for Terrence Boyd. Wonderful play from the wing to deliver that one on a silver platter, and this is domination. Well, the assister deserves a much bigger praise than the finish, but he'll still get himself the match ball regardless. And that'll be his substitution for sure, but this is all about the build-up. Chifchi does an excellent job of setting things up here from the get-go, and then the final delivery from Hanslik. What control from Boyd to stretch out that leg, place it down for himself easily. The turn and fire. 13th goal of the season. He's got 3 of them in this particular matchup today. 5 goals on the board. Well, even with 3 subs, Tomiak coming off, Ritter coming off, well-deserved celebration. And Terrence Boyd, the hero of the afternoon. Ritter has been massive in this second half. Not only with his goal, of course, but well, just generally in this game, his midfield presence cannot be understated. Just how vital he has been to the build-up and to winning the ball and turning the play back on MSV. So I said 6. Well, at this point, with those substitutions, maybe not. But at the same time, those subs coming on will want to make an impact. And everybody wants to score. You could see Winkler, even with his goal being number 4, he still celebrated quite happily for himself as well. And not every day that the defender gets to score a goal. But now these goals are starting to, or will make a difference down the line. Even more so. Coming into this game, they had 44 scored, FCK. Now they've got 49. That puts them just 5 behind Braunschweig for the second most in the third Bundesliga. Again, top of the table, Magdeburg with 60. Then it's Eintracht Braunschweig 54. And at the moment, FCK and 1860 Munich with 47 goals apiece. And tied for that third spot. Well, with some changes over the next few minutes, those numbers could continue to move around. And it's my mistake, it's 49, not 48. At the moment, they sit 1 ahead of 1860 Munich for third spot in the goal scoring. Oh, chance for 6 here. Not this time around, but very close for Wunderlich. If there's anyone in this game that deserves a goal, at this point, I would say it's him. So many careless, sloppy mistakes made by MSV in their own end have led to these goals. Now, of course, the set-piece ones, you can say, okay, you get beat one-on-one, things can happen. But some of these turnovers or mistimed or miscued passes have really been a detriment to how this game could have gone, in all fairness. In another world, it would have been a closer game. That was my thought heading into the second half. Gauss will take a seat. He's had himself a great game as the captain. I'd say he's had himself a good game, but to be fair, a lot of the back three has been helping support the offensive drives, and there haven't been all too many moments where they've had to make plays like that. Winkler getting a bit aggressive, perhaps. Not sure if you'll see a card for this. Doesn't appear as that's the case, but a decent enough spot for something to be set up from. That is for sure. A well-deserved foul regardless, but no colors to show for it. Approaching the final 10 minutes. From here, you could put this on target if you've got the confidence. He certainly does, but that one's pretty much right towards Rapp. Hasn't had too much to do today, but he gets the job done when he's called upon. The long ball forward was working a bit earlier, still could prove more fruitful. Some life here from the visitors in towards the box, and that one is right at Rapp again. More work in the past 2 minutes than he had in the entire first half, to be fair, or in the first bit of this half as well. Five goals is nothing to scoff at, no matter who you're playing. And MSV Duisburg have gone from being one of the three clubs that has conceded the most goals to, well, now being the club that has conceded the most goals. They're the first side to hit 60 against in this year's third division. A couple other sides with 55 now. Havelse along with Vale have got 55 against. But things getting interesting for MSV now at the bottom of the table with other results. Vale currently leading 3-1 against SC Freiburg. So that puts Vale at 30 points, barring that result or any change. And Vale are in 16th at the moment. Just a few points ahead of Victoria Berlin in 17th, where the relegation spots begin. They're going to need to finish their season off with some fortune, to be fair, at this point. Their next three games coming against Halle in a little over in 5 days' time. Which will be a pivotal one for them next Saturday. And they face off against Victoria Berlin and 1860 Munich. All teams above them in the standings, apart from Victoria Berlin, of course, who sit at the moment 4 points behind MSV. And that's for the month of March. And then their final three games in May, they take on Waldhof, Freiburg, and Vale. That one against Vale to end the season will be very, very interesting with the relegation implications, as this one gets punched in and cleared away momentarily, but still in danger. A chance for 6 on target and parried away by Weinkauf as he got that one, by the looks of it, in the ribs. Not a nice feeling, that's for sure. That one looked like it really came in some speed behind it, and opted to play short this time from Wunderlich. Delivery, back post, can't find its target. So in short, for MSV, with 6 games remaining, 4 of those come against teams higher than them in the standings, and 2 of those with teams that could directly be their competition to remain in this 3rd division. Expect Kaiserslautern to really shore up defensively, but as I say that, an excellent strike finds the first goal for MSV in this one. Something to cheer about? Well, not really, even if you're a supporter. But you have done something that most teams cannot do, at least not on a consistent basis. You've scored against Kaiserslautern and have... Oh, it's a wonderful strike from Push. Placement-wise, I don't think it gets any better than that. Rob had the post covered, but it sailed up and over. That mid of his just squeezing in. But there goes that statistic. It will not be the 20th game that Kaiserslautern have shut out an opponent. They'll have to wait till potentially their next match day to get that. 18 goals conceded on the season in 31 games played. Still a terrific number to have. There's no doubt about it. Oh, another one, not this time, denied on the doorstep by Weinkauf, but 6 was there. And he has had himself a very active day, that is for sure, in this 5-1 scoreline. It won't be nil. That's something that the visitors can hang their heads high in that sense. They still won't be pleased about the result, but you got one back at least. There is some hope. Yeboah in the box. Rob was there. He was coming out. Looked like he wanted to grab it, but the defender doing his job for him and much quicker. So I mentioned how MSV have got themselves a bit of a rocky road to finish out this season if they want to remain in the 3rd division. And for FCK, the story is a little bit different. They are hunting for a top 3 finish. They want to get out of this 3rd division, put themselves in the playoffs against the 2nd division sides. And they have 5 more games to do so, a possibility of 15 points. And when we look at their remaining schedule, well, since there's only one team ahead of them in the standings, and they don't play them, FCK will be playing, well, teams underneath them. But don't let that fool you. Saarbrücken in a couple weeks' time. That will be a massive match. The other ones on paper, they've got to feel good heading into them. Next week, taking on the Würzburger Kickers, who currently sit in 18th. One above Havelse, who are the bottom of the barrel in the 3rd division at the moment. Saarbrücken and Wiesbaden will be the 2 real determining factors in how the end of the season point totals match up. And Those come on back-to-back match days, the 17th and the 22nd of this month. Before finishing up with Dortmund 2 and Viktoria Köln to mop things up. Again, Türkoçu would have been Kaiserslautern's final game of the season, but with that club going bust and not being able to pay or provide players for the fixtures and matches and all of those things that go into playing a game, they have withdrawn themselves from the third league, and all of their matches have been annulled, voided. Nobody gets any points or loses any points from those matches. And again, that actually affected Kaiserslautern. They lost 6 points from that. They would have been in a much closer running with Magdeburg, but as it stands, they can be happy with their result on this Saturday afternoon. A 5-1 thumping of MSV Duisburg. It could have been 6. Heck, it could have been 7 or 8 if they had kept the starting 11 out there. They were certainly flying from the second half onwards. Now, the first half had its moments. It did look like it was going to be a closer affair, but it was a massive goal explosion. A quick roundup of the scores before everything is all said and done. And this one is sent off and signed off. Terence Boyd with the hat-trick. He got 1 in the first half, 2 in the second half. Certainly the man of the match in that sense. Look forward to him getting the match ball as well. Ritter provided a goal. Winkler provided a goal from the corner, the defender getting involved for his second goal of the season. And then just the one to answer from Duisburg that came in the 81st minute. And it was quite a strike as well, no doubt about it. Push in the 86th got the lone goal for his side. 3 points for Kaiserslautern. They sit in second place. They've got that tied up for now. Still 6 games to go overall. Well, for them 5 at this point. But Duisburg will have to do a little bit better in their upcoming matches if they want to stave off relegation, while Kaiserslautern need more of the same to reach the top 3 and remain there. Well, they're already in the top 3. You know what I mean. Either way, a stunning turn of events in the second half. Didn't see that one coming. A wonderful football match to see. 5-1 the final result. Terence Boyd with 3 goals, the hat-trick hero, man of the match for certain. And that'll be all from me. Have a wonderful Saturday afternoon, and catch you next time.